and as it was going live, which just makes sense for this show, which has multiple technical difficulties all the time. Uh, um, Alex, I have good news. Well, not I have news.
Okay, let's hear it.
I have, with the help of one of my friends, Pete, I have our equipment lined up that we will hopefully be purchasing for next year. So that's good news.
God, it sounds amazing.
Yes, it is. It should take our show not to another level because we're still going to be bad, but at least we should have.
Listen, you can only go up from here, right?
Well, because we are at the bottom. We may or may not have gotten our first subscriber that neither of us know, which is a pretty big deal. Um,
That's dope.
I put up our first YouTube short. It got 14 views and a like, so that was cool. Um, I also, what did I do? Oh, I went to, oh, Alex, you should have seen me. I was so gung ho on doing social media stuff for us.
Hmm.
And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take our whole Charles Leclerc speech that we did last week, and I was like, I'm just gonna make it however long we talk, that'll be the video. It'll be 2 minutes, whatever, 3 minutes, and I'll
Hmm.
post it. Dude, your lips don't line up with what you're saying in that portion of the
Ah.
video. I was so, for once, I'm like so excited. All right, let's do social media. Let's do it right this week. And I go, I'm all excited, and I'm like, see, this is why I can't do this. I can't even upload one video without
You
having
gotta,
difficulties. So,
yeah. I'll work on learning how to video edit. It's something I've always wanted to do, anyways. So.
yeah, well, listen, if you want to, get on it. Listen, we have some news though, at least for us so far. I know we were worried we weren't gonna have things to talk about, but there's some things to talk about. Um, I think we have to talk about the Spanish Grand Prix first. All right, me and you
Yeah,
both put it in our least favorite races last week.
I know.
And I want to say that, like, literally the day after we both put it in there, news came
Madrid.
out that they might be getting rid of Barcelona, going to Madrid, adding another street course in 2026. Is our show that powerful, Alex?
I'd like to think so, but no. Let's be realistic here. Yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed opinions about that. I think people are tired of more street races, but that's the direction they want to go.
um, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. You have like Max Verstappen like in the news at all the time, being like, these cars are meant to be on racetracks, not meant to be on on street courses, and they're just constantly doing more and more street courses, is what it
It's
feels like.
crazy how like in tune it seems like Max is with the fan, like with the viewership, what they want to see.
Yeah,
Like you wouldn't expect it from somebody like him, who's very like he seems very like just to himself most of the time.
yep,
But it seems like he really has an idea of what the fans really, really want to see because he's a fan, and he
yeah,
really is.
yeah. That's a perfect way of saying it. And you're right. He knows what the fans want. He's pretty intuitive to that. The sprint format. He's probably really into down to earth with like his team and the calendar and how many races and what's going on with these guys. Um, yeah. But that got me into thinking something here real quick because we need stuff to talk about in the off season. Why don't we go over real quick? Why don't we go over the street races, and I will just throw out some grades. What we think. We'll say what to think the track design is and how we think the racing is there the past couple years. All right.
Okay.
So we'll go down the order here. We start. Australia is one. Alex, give me your design and racing.
I think racing. Okay, so design. I think it's like a B. I give B to both. I think both of them kind of come hand in hand. I think it's going to be hard to design. Yeah, I think they both kind of come hand in hand. I think Australia's a solid street course. I think it's one of the
Okay.
better ones. I think one of the last ones we get rid of
Oh, one of the last ones we get rid of. Interesting.
for
Okay.
street courses. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I like it. All right. I'm gonna give it a B for design and a C for racing because there. I don't know. There's not consistently good racing. It kind of seems up and down. But I'm gonna go B
Yeah.
C. I actually skipped a race already, so let me backtrack one. Saudi Arabia, Jeddah is
I was
technically a
gonna say
street
Jeddah.
circuit.
Um, that's tough for me because Jeddah. Okay, I think Jeddah provides exciting qualifying. like that year with Lewis and Max going at it, where Max almost put on a crazy lap, and if he didn't put it into the wall. Um, so I think for that aspect, it's cool. I think the qualifying for Jeddah is cool. I think qualifying most races is probably the best part of it. But I'm gonna have to go C on both. It's been pretty boring these last the design. Let me go B design, C racing. I'll do that. The
Wow.
design I
Okay.
think is pretty okay. I think the design's pretty good. But the racing has just it's been it's not been fun this entire like last at least 2 seasons, even three
Okay.
arguably, because like Lewis came back at Jeddah and just pretty much dominated it, and Max never had a chance to overtake again.
I gotta disagree. I'm gonna go with B design and A for racing. I
A
mean,
for racing,
we
okay.
had we had the first year we had the Lewis and Max drama with the DRS where they collided and Max pushes him off in turn one,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had the DRS battle between Leclerc and Max. We
I
had
always get Jeddah and Bahrain confused when it comes to that. You're right. You're right.
do
I'll
you
put my
need
grade up to B for racing. I'll put my grade up to B for racing.
okay,
I always
all
get
right,
Bahrain and Jeddah confused.
yeah. You're I was just gonna say you're drunk there because the racing's pretty decent.
Yeah.
At Jeddah for a street course. All right, next street course track we have is Baku, Azerbaijan. Go ahead.
C for both.
C for both. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I'll just copy you right there and say the same thing. It's got that long straight that you would think would be like, okay, that's easy overtaking, but just the rest of the lap is so pretty much locked in and hard to
Yes,
follow.
it's pretty much you're pretty much holding up your battery until you get to that long straight, and then you open up DRS, hoping to pass.
Yeah.
It's just pretty much a DRS train race.
I couldn't agree more. So we're gonna go C for both. Are we saying Miami's a street race?
Yeah, and that's getting a D.
Okay.
Arguably, I think the whole design sucks. Which I think we should get into later. I think having a sprint race there is absolutely absurd and a waste of
Yep.
time. Um, I think Miami sucks. I think Miami's the first track that should go.
Okay. Miami, I'll just sentiment both Alex's statements there. Under the bridge, it just doesn't have a nice feel to it. They did a much better job in Vegas, even though I criticized it. Vegas was much better than Miami. All right, we go on to Alex and I's least favorite race of the year, Monaco.
Okay, so design. I think the riding through the city of Monaco the way it is, and like having the fans, screaming at the. I think the design's great. I
Yep.
just I don't think they could really do anything to like make the racing exciting though. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with. It's gonna sound crazy, but I think I'm gonna go with like a high B, like A for the design, because I
Yep.
this the history of Monaco, the beauty of Monaco in itself is awesome. The
Yep.
yachts and stuff like that, but the racing is like D F. It's boring. It's pretty much whoever qualifies is gonna you're gonna win the race if you qualify in pole,
Yeah.
unless your team just messes up.
I'm gonna mimic that sentiment too. The historic value of it, and like you have the slowest corner of the track there. Um, you have like the swimming pool chicanes. You have some like very historic things on that track. So I'm with Alex A for that. Or racing, I don't know if there's anything below F. That's pretty much what I would give it. Um, Canada.
I forgot about Canada being a street race. B, B, I,
B for design.
yeah, B for design, C for racing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll I'm gonna, I'm gonna copy Alex's B for design because it's pretty cool what they do in that little area. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? Like if you take a snapshot from a helicopter, there's water everywhere around there. Um,
Yeah,
they made that work. They've had some cool races in the past. They've also had some DRS trains. Again, you're not really passing much unless you're in that one straightaway, or if you can set someone off balance, maybe get them down the front stretch down the pit lane. Yeah, I'll go racing B plus through there. We get a little bit of a break here in the schedule. At least this was this year. You had Austria, Silverstone, Hungary, Belgium, Netherlands, Monza, and then till you get to Singapore, which is our next street track. Now, you remember you're grading it off of the new track layout this year, not off of.
I forgot. Okay,
So you
yeah.
got new track layout. What are you grading it?
The I want to say the layout didn't help it at all, right? Would you lay
Maybe a
out?
little bit, not a lot.
Not much, right? C for
C
both
for
again.
design. Okay.
Yeah. Singapore's. I can't remember. I'm trying to think back for a Singapore highlight, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm
George
gonna
Russell
probably go
wrecking on
super.
the last lap. Carlos Sainz
Yeah, but
giving
that.
DRS to Lando Norris to make sure he finishes
Yeah,
second.
yeah, but like that. I think that doesn't make exciting racing. That just meant like because
Oh,
the track is so poorly designed.
I didn't say. You said you remember highlights. I'm just giving you the highlights.
Oh,
I didn't say
okay.
exciting.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
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 that
yeah.
one C for both. Like I know
Okay.
Singapore, was quoted as a race of the year this year, but like realistically, if you're not on anywhere but a street course, Carlos Sainz giving DRS to Lando Norris is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Like if that McLaren is doing that in Silverstone, that's not going to happen. The Ferrari's never doing that. George Russell tried to outdrive the car and ended up putting it in the wall because he felt he couldn't overtake anywhere else. I don't think that situation happens in a Silverstone again.
Yeah.
But yeah, Singapore is not. I don't think Singapore deserved race of the year. And the only reason they got it is because Ferrari won. But that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I agree with Alex. Design probably like C, and the racing is a D. Like I just any track where you can go so much slower than the car's potential because you know no one's gonna pass you, and you can really like purposely give someone DRS behind you and not worry about them passing you. Like we said, it doesn't take away from how great Carlos Sainz ran that race, but that's just not the track anymore, in my opinion. It hasn't been for a while. You go back, watch some races there. Unless you get a little bit of a caution, it's tough. So I'll go C, D. We go Japan, Qatar, Austin, Mexico City, Brazil. Leaves us with our last street race being Las Vegas. We get to comment this on the first year.
Okay.
Hit it, baby.
Design D. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. Okay.
That that pit lane coming into P1, I think it's a horrible idea, and I still think it's gonna potentially cause some dangerous crashes in the future.
Yeah.
But the racing this year was super exciting, and I'll give the racing an A.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, just because I think like nighttime race, desert, tire temps are gonna throw everybody off. It's gonna be cold at night. I hope they keep it later in the season. I don't remember when it's supposed to be next year, but I hope they keep it like October, November ish to like get that cold temps to like get a little bit of different racing. Um, I think the racing was super exciting, but the design it's really bad. They have two long straights. What is it? 12 turns in the race, right?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Something like that. Something like that. 12 or 13. I forget what it is. But there's not. This is two long straights, and then that again that P1 turn. I'm sorry, that turn one is just very dangerous with the pit lane design.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna say B for. I'm gonna say B plus for track design. So I get what you're saying about turn one and the dangerousness of it. I 1000% agree. But before that, going down the pitch straight, I saw there was either passes, one or two, or setup for passes where they would have to block, and then there was switchbacks coming out of one into two, which were kind of exciting. The long straightaway provided passing. I don't know. I really enjoyed the racing, so I'm gonna give the track design a B because I think it had some pluses. Down the strip was kind of cool. Maybe the manhole covers. That's not track design, or else we'd have to give it an F. But yeah, I'm gonna go with track design. I'm gonna go B plus. I'm gonna go racing A for sure. So yeah, those are our comments on street races. Give us your thoughts on that for sure. But this is what we do in the off season. We chat about random
It's
things like that.
it's kind of crazy that we can agree that most of the designs are pretty decent. It's just
Yep.
the racing is pretty boring.
Yeah. Which almost like doesn't that get to you is like maybe we shouldn't grade the track so high if the racing is bad. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like
It's like
it's
it's
tough.
like I don't know. You need an entire different philosophy with the cars for the racing to really be exciting.
Yeah.
Obviously Vegas ended up working. You need like bigger tracks, the cars to overtake, or the cars just get smaller, which I think they should keep going in that direction, make the cars smaller. But yeah, it's just hard to get rid of these street races at the same time too, because like you and I always hate Monaco, but
Yeah.
it's hard to really ever get rid of Monaco because of the history behind it and the design and like the beauty behind the race entirely. And even for most of these races, we can vouch for that. Like the design is pretty decent. It's just there's nowhere to pass. There's no overtaking. It just makes for boring racing.
Yeah. And to piggyback on what you're saying about the cars getting smaller, 2026 cars are going to get smaller, different regulations.
Yeah, so
And they came out this week and they've banned the aerodynamic testing for 2026 already, which I guess I don't really know if I care that much. What
so
are they trying to do? They're trying to save the smaller teams. I don't.
okay, so are they banning it for like you can't do it this year,
Yeah.
or is it banned? Okay, so okay,
No, I
so I
don't
was
think you can
curious.
do it.
Like
I don't know
you
when
do
you
it the
can
year
start, but you
before.
can't start
Okay,
now. Yeah.
okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because I can you imagine being a team like McLaren and Aston Martin? You just like invest all that money in a wind tunnel and you can't even test your aerodynamics at all.
Yeah, yeah, no, you can test this year's stuff, but because the regulations are changing in
Yeah.
2026, they don't
Hmm.
want Adrian Newey starting to already bend wind around cars already, you know,
Yeah.
doing what he does. What do you think? You think it's a good move, or it doesn't really matter?
Yeah. I think it's a good move.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a good move because again, Newey's realistically Red Bull's probably gonna be the number one car next year again.
yeah,
Um, and if you give Newey 3 years in advance to prepare for it, it's gonna be dangerous.
yeah, yeah. I agree. The comments were already they were joking around. They were like, "Newey is air. It doesn't matter if you ban it." Um, I enjoyed all that comments, but yeah, well, I just thought it was interesting though because didn't Andretti said they were testing out a car already? Remember, didn't we discuss
Oh
that?
my God, we did. Yeah, I
And that was the
forgot about that.
2026 car that they
Yeah,
were.
because he's preparing for 2026 to be try to enter into the. Completely forgot about that.
Yeah, so apparently, does that mean if he's not part of the FIA yet, or if they're not part yet, can they test? You know what I mean?
I mean, theoretically, he's not in yet, right? So they
Yeah,
can't really hold him. That's like you can't hold somebody accountable for what they did before. Um, but I guess if he gets into if he knows he has a contract coming up and like uh he hasn't signed or something already, and we just don't know about it, then yeah, they can probably punish him for that. But right now, I don't think it's fair that you could punish him for that. That'd
yeah,
be insane. Can you imagine Andretti coming in and having such a jump on people that then become the next Braun?
yeah, because he could do all this testing that no one else could.
That'd be awesome. I'd love it. I'd love to see the slap in the face he gives to everyone in the FIA and F1. Just like, yeah, don't keep me out of the business.
Um, so there's this is a sidetrack, but it has to do with Andretti. There's some other stuff going on in different racing that I watch right now, um,
Mm-hmm.
and they're talking about charter systems and things of that nature, and it brought up why. It brought up to me in just clear daylight why these other teams might not want Andretti, because they get X amount of dollars that's distributed between all 10 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had an 11th team, you are getting less money. The only way you are getting that same money is if that team coming in ups viewership, and ups TV ratings and sponsorship money. So I in the beginning I couldn't see why so many teams were against it, but now I can easily
Okay.
see why it's not such a easy conversation to have.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, F1's not struggling with money. Let's not pretend any of the teams really are either. Obviously, smaller teams it might affect like Williams, the
Yeah,
Haas's, so on and so forth. But I think Andretti would be good for the sport just to join, and I think he will up viewership more than people would give him credit for because he's going to bring in a lot more Americans to watch as
yeah,
well. Um, and if Andretti can compete, then I think it'd be great for the sport.
yeah,
But that's my 2 cents. But yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
No,
I understand where you're coming from in the aspect like these teams don't want to discuss. Everyone wants their money and stuff like that.
yeah. Um, it just made me like, all right, I can kind of see both sides of the coin. I need more information, being just someone at home, but I can see it. Um, but the other thing that's to talk about in the future here, and can't believe this is a thing, but so apparently the strike, the writer's strike that was happening.
Yeah,
So that I think messed up sponsorship that was all over Brad Pitt and Lewis Hamilton's, movie.
yeah,
So they are going to need to scrap most of their footage that they had because if you remember, they were supposed to do more footage in Silverstone. I think they were supposed to do Vegas and other stuff. They are now
I didn't
going
know
to need
that.
to scrap that. They're going to have to lose so much money. They'll need to reshoot next year, and now the movie probably won't come out to 2025. So,
That's
um,
crazy.
yeah, we're gonna talk about some other stuff that's going on with Lewis Hamilton briefly, but I didn't even think about like the writer's strike. Like that was kind of a big deal. Brad Pitt having to line that up and them,
Yeah, it was
getting their own,
huge.
and
People
then
were
and
making
then
memes about it too.
and then to have to scrap all your footage because of the writer's strike. Um, I don't know. That's pretty crazy.
That's insane.
Um, yeah. All right. Where do you want to go next?
Do you want to hop into the big drama, or do you want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you want
yeah.
to hop
Take us
into
away on it, Alex. Tell us about the big drama.
So there is an allegation going around that Mercedes had insider information because of the relationship between Toto Wolff and his wife Susie Wolff, who works in, I can't remember exactly what department it is, but I know
Well,
she's
she's
associated with the
she's heavily involved with the Formula One management, the FOM,
Academy
because
team, right? Yeah.
the FOM because of the F1 Women's Drivers Academy thing. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, so like the rumor is I don't know exactly what information was leaked. I haven't looked too much into it, but I do know like Toto. They're saying that Toto has information about something that his wife wasn't supposed to give out yet, or that and nobody was supposed to know in advance over other teams, and that's unfair. Um, just right off the rip, is it a possibility? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like to sit there and I'm not gonna sit there and defend Mercedes, like this. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it's hard to believe that his wife is associated with this and has this information and doesn't tell him.
Yeah.
One, two. From what I'm understanding from the whole situation, it's not the fact that whether the information was leaked or not. It's the fact that there was potential for it to happen. And why was this never brought up before she applied for the job to begin with?
Yeah.
Like, how brain dead do you have to be to think, like, yeah, it's not a conflict of interest. Like, of course it's a conflict of interest. You got a guy who's competing for millions of dollars, who's part owner. He owns, like, what, 30% of Mercedes, something like that? He owns a percentage of Mercedes stock.
Yeah.
He's part owner of a team. He's going to want every bit of information to get ahead in life. That's just a reality. But that's mind blowing to me. The fact that it's not the fact that he got the information that's bothering everyone. It's the fact that it's potentially he got the information.
Yeah, and then what made the drama was bigger was that it was said that Toto Wolff expressed this information in a team meeting and that they were pursuing action on it. So then everyone said, well, which other team is the one complaining about Toto? And all 9 teams, Alex, I know you saw it, they came out with the same exact unified statement. They all hit Control C and copied all of they copied all of the same exact thing and basically unifying that the other 9 teams are not the one who were pressing the issue and were upset that they had information sharing. It was then rumors started speculating that it was one of the F1 people in charge. Ben something, I forget his name, and him and Toto have Wolf, or him and Toto have Wolf. Him and Toto have beef, and so he was the one doing it. But basically, it was like it came to that which teams were looking into it, and then all 9, which you never see, writing the same exact thing. Were you as shocked as everyone was when you saw that they all hit copy paste on the post?
Who came out with the original apology first?
Oh, I don't know. I can't get.
I
don't know.
I just saw people sending it to me, and I was like, "Are you serious? Like, you couldn't even take like 20 minutes out of your day to type up your own apology, or like your own defense? Like, that's crazy to me."
But does it look better that they all copied the same thing?
I don't think so. I think it makes it look worse. It almost seems like everybody's out to get them.
Really? Okay.
In my eyes, yeah, because it's like okay, like it's almost like they all talked about it, and this is the conclusion they all came to. Because unless it was like, no, it almost to me it seems like they all talked about it, decided, hey, this is how we're gonna approach the situation, kind of thing.
All right, I like
and
that.
Mercedes had no idea. You know what I mean?
Okay, I like it. Because sometimes like stuff happens in Formula One, and then they all make a post, whether it's something bad that happens or whatever. You sometimes I've seen posts where like every team, because one team posts like, oh, we're sorry this happened, or oh, we support this,
well,
that other teams have to make their own. But the fact that they're all unified almost makes it seem like, nah, like listen, this is easy. We didn't do this. We're gonna copy what they said and paste it. It's the most unified front thing I think I've ever seen. So you're right. Either you're with Alex, and they all planned it, or you think that they were so just like, nah, this wasn't even us. We're just gonna copy what they said. Um,
I
I
really
can see.
don't think any team really went out of the way to do that. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Yep.
so like I just think it's very lazy in that they all decided to post the same exact apology.
All right, so Alex is saying that all 9 teams need to fire their PR people and their social media person and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
stop being so lazy.
Listen, I can bullshit an apology better than anyone. Just ask me. I got this.
What also came from this drama was that Lewis Hamilton, in some way, he felt slighted, that Susie Wolf was getting her name dragged through the mud essentially, and they were coming after her character. So there's a couple reports here. One is that he was giving the middle finger at the F1 awards banquet this year, when he was on stage. If what I saw was clear as day, he really is holding out his middle finger. Is he doing it intentionally? He's gonna say no, of course. Um, and then rumors started circulating then that he was mad and protesting, so he left his trophy there. He gave it to someone else. Then Mercedes came out and said no, he left it with the people because they're supposed to ship it to the factory. I don't know. It seems like a mess in the kitchen there. I really don't believe that Lewis cares about third place trophies, but I believe he'd want Mercedes to have it at the factory. He does seem a team player like that. Do you think he was going after the FIA on purpose with either one of those things, Alex?
I haven't seen the video of the middle finger thing at all, so I don't know about that.
Okay. He's got a
The
real guys. He's got
trophy.
a real clean algorithm. No middle fingers in his algorithm. Just anime.
but but the trophy thing, I agree with you. I think he did just leave it. Not, I don't think he left fine. I think the FIA messed up and they didn't send a trophy out or whatever the case was or whatever. Because like you said, I don't think Lewis really cares about that third place trophy. He's not going to bring it himself. He's not going to take it home and put it up next to Roscoe.
Yeah.
He's gonna let Mercedes have that one.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis has been very. He said, "I do not care about this third," but he's been very big onto like what second and what good results mean, for the team, and I think because he wants to keep the morale high. So I don't know. That dude said, "Yeah, Lewis gave it to me. I have it at my house," and then Mercedes came out. So it's kind of a crapshoot, I guess. Until Mercedes has a pretty good PR team. Would you agree?
Yeah,
Like I could see them posting a photo of it whenever it gets back to the factory and being like, "Here's the
yeah,
trophy." Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
Well, yeah. Remember the Bottas pit stop? They
The
posted
boat.
it's finally done when the longest pit stop ever.
Oh yeah, 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 yep, yeah. They're a bunch of savages over there for sure. Um. All right. Yeah. So that was the drama. Was that FAI and Mercedes going after it? Nothing crazy there. Just all 9 teams copying pasting the same thing, which has probably never been done before. So, all right. Next thing we get to talk about, Alex. I know you're not gonna like this. I know you're not gonna like it, but I'm getting my way. I think. You saw the rule change that I sent, or no?
No, why would I disagree with that? Yeah, I saw the rule change.
No, because so the rule change basically says what I've been saying. They're going
Yeah,
to start this rule change in F2 and F3 that states, and if a driver causes a red flag in qualifying, that he may no longer take part of the session and his fastest lap time may even be deleted. Um, Now,
yeah.
Alex, you didn't really want penalties, I thought, because you wanted drivers testing the limits, is what you said.
I may have said that, and I do stand behind it. I do want but not necessarily not giving them a penalty, but I do want them to not also live in fear that they're gonna jeopardize their potential at getting pole or better positioning in qualifying because they could potentially cause a red flag.
Yeah, I actually think. Yeah, watch my words there. I'm sorry. Penalty is not the right thing. It's just your fastest lap time getting deleted. So let's say you
Yeah,
go
but
run a solid first lap run, and then you go out and I don't know, you run a second run that's good, and I don't know. I get what you're saying. There shouldn't be a penalty, but I just also
yeah,
really
you want to
struggle. Go ahead.
You want to avoid that Sergio Perez moment in Monaco again.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Charles
you just
Leclerc in
put it
Miami
into
moment.
Charles Leclerc. Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
avoid those. I get what you're saying, and then
yeah,
like, but then again, if you do, like I said, this is just. It's not I'm disagreeing with you. I agree with you. Like these red flags, if you're hindering other people's races, especially, like you should be punished in some way or the other. But if again the driver lives in fear that they mess up, they could lose their. Let's say they're in P6 and they're trying to get to P1. Yeah, now they get to start in P10 because they're going to finish with like obviously the P6 is their fastest lap right now. They're probably going to finish at P10 now.
yeah.
So that being said, you lose those moments of potential magic like Max almost had in Jeddah in 2021, where because Max's crash put an end to the qualifying, and like everybody was on their last lap anyways, but there was a few people who weren't like who didn't finish their laps yet,
Yeah.
and so Max would have qualified. I think he qualified P2 right there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he
it
would have
was.
lost his fastest lap, and he would have qualified. He would have started P10.
No, not necessarily.
His fastest lap put him in P2, and most people only do
Oh,
most teams. So his fastest
yeah,
lap put him in P2.
yeah,
He loses his fastest lap, so he's going to be in P10.
yeah.
You know, because they're going to
Huh.
go off his fastest finish lap. So what happens in a scenario? Like I'm not. I agree with the rule change. I think it should happen. I think there's been too many red flags that ends incidents and stuff, and you don't want questions again where like Checo and Monaco doing it on purpose to
Yeah, yeah,
end the qualifying session so Max doesn't qualify P1.
yeah.
You don't want those questions lingering in the air, whether they're true or not. It is what it is. But what happens if, like, all right, Albon comes out on his outlap. Let's say he makes it to Q3, comes out on his outlap, just sends it right into the wall, red flag the race, end it right there. Do you just is Albon just qualifying P10 and everybody just doesn't get their lap in?
Wait, if he did it right off the rip,
Yeah,
they would just
like so
pause
they have to red
qualifying and
flag
then
it.
send him out with the remaining amount of time in qualifying.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, something that you just racked my brain, you got my brain going about, was maybe someone like Max Verstappen this year, who knows they have the fastest car. Maybe they won't take risks, but then you'll get like a Lando Norris or a Fernando Alonso maybe towards the end of the season with nothing to lose, and they may put it on. This may encourage them to keep it on the edge when top drivers are pulling back, which might make for some. It might mix up the starting grid a little bit. That's a potential upside that I could see.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying. It might take away a little magic, but it also those fast guys might play conservative, and then who knows? Maybe Alex Albon with nothing to lose, ends up putting it on the pole.
Yeah, it's potential either way. Just trying to be devil's advocate, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think there's. Well, let's put it this way: they're implementing it into F2 and F3, so then they see how that goes, and then they see if they want to move it into Formula One. So it's not a gimme yet for sure. So, yeah, that was just some of our off season news. Did you do your homework for this week?
I had homework.
Oh my gosh, guys, what are we doing here?
I don't know what we're doing.
Do you guys see what you guys see what I'm working with here?
Listen, I got a lot of stuff coming up in life. All right, I forgot my homework.
Oh my gosh, you were supposed to give us a qualifying recap today.
Oh, fiddlesticks! Yeah, I did not do that. There's no way in heck I had time for all that. I completely forgot about that. Well, I feel like something we didn't forget to talk about that I could also bring up is the new sprint races got confirmed. I know that might have happened the week before, but we didn't know what they were.
Yep. All right, go ahead. Say what they are.
That I don't know. I sent that to you.
Oh my gosh.
But
All
I do
right.
know China.
America has two.
Right? So yeah, America has two. One
America
of them
has
is Miami, which is dog water.
Yep. America has two. China, Brazil.
Silverstone? Is Silverstone still there? I'll look it up right now. Hold on.
Wow, I like how you brought it up and you didn't even know the races. China,
I was
Miami, Austria.
I sent you the notes.
It's China, Miami, Austria, United States, Brazil, and Qatar.
Okay, yep.
So Miami and Texas being the two. China, which will be brand new, which I think that'll be exciting. Austria, I think, always provides exciting sprint races, especially with the rain last year.
Mhm.
Brazil, as long as it's unlike last year, should be exciting. And then, I mean, Qatar was probably the best tire sprint of the year. Um,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts? Are we in agreement? We keep Austria, Brazil, and Qatar.
Yep.
Do we keep Texas?
I'm trying to remember if anything ever happened to the Texas race, the sprint race.
I mean, Max Verstappen put Leclerc into the infield in the first front straightaway,
Yeah,
and
I know,
Hamilton
but
drove
I'm trying.
around Leclerc on the outside of the racetrack again.
Yeah.
But
I mean, what would your other options be? Obviously, you won't. I think Silverstone should be one. So you
Silverstone.
got to replace one of these with Silverstone. But what are the other options besides that? Because we got to get rid of Miami. That's a given. So
Okay,
I
so we
would get
get
rid of
rid of
Miami.
Miami. We get rid of
I put
Miami. We put
Silverstone.
Silverstone in there.
Mm,
We leave China because
um,
we don't know, and
yep,
we shouts out to going back to China.
yep. Going to Shanghai. What's Tokyo's track like? Or sorry, not Tokyo's, Japan's.
Japan, Suzuka.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not really for it.
No. Um,
Um,
Austria's good.
I
What's
mean,
Netherlands?
you have Spain,
Maybe Netherlands.
Canada, Hungary. They did Spa last year. You could do Monza,
Monza would be good. I think Monza would
Monza.
be really good. Yeah, I think Monza would be a good one. So I'd probably replace Texas for Monza. I think the U.S. probably shouldn't have a sprint race at all. Now that I'm thinking of the tracks, and if you would do one in the U.S., it'd be Texas.
Okay, so
But
there is one in Texas.
that's what I'm saying. If you do one in the U.S., it'd have to be Texas. But I don't think the
Okay,
U.S. should have one. Period.
okay. I'm almost positive there's been a sprint race in F1 at Monza. I'm almost 1,000% positive. Um,
I'm sure
two,
there has been. I
two
think
to
that.
2 to 3 years ago.
Mhm.
Um, I'm okay with it not being at Imola. Definitely okay with it not being at Azerbaijan again. Maybe a Jeddah sprint race would be cool.
Maybe again. I don't know. The street race sprints still doesn't seem too exciting to me. Um,
Jeddah's where it's at. I can't believe you hate. And I'm this is the one that we are disagreeing on. I'm a huge Jeddah fan.
it's not that I hate the track. It's just like the last few years. Okay, so you had that moment between Charles and Max, and then last year it wasn't even close. Max pretty much dominates that track.
No, Sergio won that race.
He did.
I mean that was the one where he had to come from behind. Max had to
Mm-hmm.
come from behind, and then it did kind of calm down. They were showing like De Vries and someone for like battle of like 18th place.
Keep on
So
forgetting Nick DeVries. You're
yeah,
so bad.
yeah, there is that. Um, but yeah, listen, we don't get paid to make those decisions. We just say what we want. I mean, no sprint races would be amazing, but
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But if you have to, again, I think Miami shouldn't have one. I think Miami's gonna be so bad next year. It's such a cash grab, man. I can't stand the United States sometimes. It's such a cash grab. There's no reason to have two sprint races. Nobody liked the Miami race.
listen, you're not wrong. But what are we gonna do? I wish we'd get rid of like Imola, get rid of Miami. I want to bring back some Germany tracks.
Yeah, why
Uh,
don't we have a Germany track at all?
I don't know. It's a good question. Why we went away? I'll have to do some research, but um, there were some good races there. I enjoyed playing that game. The F1 game there, that was pretty good. Trying to think of other tracks that aren't around, but yeah, sprint races. Let's just do away with them. But if not, let's not do them in America.
What does Germany tracks have? Because I know they're not doing the Nurburgring there because it's too fast for the F1 cars. Um,
No, whatever they used to do it.
I forget what they used to call it. I think Germany definitely deserves one. Yeah, show some respect to Sebastian Vettel.
All just because of Vettel.
Yeah,
Isn't that where Rosberg's from?
I have no idea.
Germany 2019 at
I didn't know
Hockenheimer rig.
Hockenheim. That's what it is. Hockenheim.
That's a cool
Um,
track.
was Rosberg's dad was a racer, right?
Yes.
Does he have? Is there somebody else that was also a racer in his family?
I don't think so.
I could
What?
have sworn. No, I could have sworn. I saw. I was reading an article the other day where it said like it's Kike Rosberg, right? It's his dad's name,
I
something
don't
like
know his
that.
dad's name.
I forget his dad's name. Yeah, I could have sworn I saw another Rosberg somewhere else. I was wondering if it was like grandfather or like an uncle or something.
Um, yeah, that is his dad. Yeah. Um, oh man, what was I just gonna say? I was looking at Germany. Oh, do you know this was the first year that the British national anthem wasn't played in like a quadrillion years?
Yeah, I saw that. It was like, did you see that meme that people were posting? Not meme, like Max when he does the sim races now. People just go into the team chat or the race chat or whatever, and they just start playing his
The
the Danish national
anthem.
anthem, and
Oh
he
my
gets so
gosh,
mad. He's like, "Come on, guys, enough of that."
that's
He gets so
hysterical.
mad. I think they did it initially like right off the rip, like before the race even started. And then he's like, "Come on, guys, enough of that." And then like literally like 3 laps, and they start doing it again.
Oh, he deserves it. We had to listen to it for a bajillion hours this year. I love I love all the memes that are like, oh, X amount of days without Formula One, and it's like a sad thing, and then it's like X amount of days not having to hear the national anthem or the Dutch anthem, and it's like a happy thing. Oh my
I keep
god.
on saying Danish. Yeah, Dutch national. I keep on forgetting Max Dutch.
You need to spend some time with Max Verstappen. You do mess that up quite a lot. You need to
I know, I really do.
watch some Day in the Lives or what. Do something. You and Max, you guys need to tighten it up a little bit.
I think I've gotten confused with the Netherlands. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
know I've
were.
gotten confused with Danish like 15 times.
When it comes to Max, you're just out there throwing darts. You're just like, I don't even
I know
know.
it's some European country.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, I had fun there. Our
Wait, did you
first.
see?
Oh, go ahead.
Did you see that the picture that came out with it's Max Horner and Checo, and it's like all their 3 wives or their 3 girlfriends, or I'm sorry, Horner's wife, Max's girlfriend, and I think Checo's married. But anyways,
Isn't it?
they're all like
Isn't this
together.
picture Daniel Ricciardo? Are you even on the right picture?
No, no, it's them three. It's Horner, Checo,
It's not the
Check
beach
and
photo, right?
Max. No, 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 no. It's they're all
Oh,
two.
okay.
It's at
Oh, the award ceremony. Yeah,
the
yeah, I
award
got you.
ceremony. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
and they show like like Horner's wife and Kelly PK. They're just kind of like loosely on like Max and Horner or whatever. Just letting everybody know like, hey, this is my partner kind of thing. And Checo's wife is like giving him a death grip, like she does not want to be there kind of thing.
Oh, I mean, I've never even seen her before, to be honest.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't know if I'm pretty sure. Oopsie, pretty sure that was. I don't know how that happened, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they show Kelly at least once a race, and they show whatever Ginger Spice there, after the race, um, every time. But I've never seen Checo's wife, so I mean, I've seen Checo's dad.
That's so
Checo's
cool.
dad gets showed every time he's there, which that's well
Wasn't his
deserved.
dad? His dad was. Did his dad make it to F1, or was he just a racer in general?
I don't think he made it to F1. I'm almost positive.
He was just a racer, right?
I did see something this week. Now that you brought that up, that it would be harder than you think. They said to let Sergio go at the end of this season because of the money that he brings with him.
Yeah,
It
but
and they
it's
said
Red Bull's realistically isn't hurting for money.
you say everyone's not hurting for money, but we don't know any of these teams' budgets. We don't know
Red
what
Bulls,
goes on.
okay, my thing is the higher end teams, the Ferraris, the Mercedes, the Red Bulls, the McLarens. Before they were Mercedes had like a $300 million budget or something
Alex,
crazy like that.
Alex, hold up. Can I just real quick?
Yep.
I know this is only a small sample size of what me and you go on here. When's the last time you seen someone drink a Red Bull?
That's fair.
I've seen people drink every color can of Monster that you could possibly come up with.
Listen, Red Bull vodka, people love it at bars.
I I get
And
worried
that could be an
sometimes.
American thing. That could be an American thing.
I think it's an American thing, bro, because I don't see anyone drinking Red Bull here anymore. I know they sell a lot, but I don't really see that
But
getting
like,
drinked that
I'm not
much.
saying that, but like Mercedes budget was like $300 million before the regulations got put into play, where you can't spend over what is it 150, 170,
Yeah.
whatever it is now. And like Red Bull was not far behind them, and Ferrari I think might have been over Red Bull with their budget. I could be wrong, but I know Mercedes overspent like by everybody by quite a bit. So Mercedes isn't hurting for money. Red Bull's not hurting for money when they're originally were over $100 million on what the budget is allowed to be now. And it's not like they were ever going to get to a point where like they needed to like. And on top of that, they had to make cuts. They had to make cuts to their employee staff. The only thing that's really going to change anything is the drivers' contracts, which are going to skyrocket because they're whatever they get paid doesn't affect the actual budget. So that's what I'm saying. Like they're not really literally hurting for money. They were doing perfectly fine. They won 4 championships without Checo with Vettel.
But what if Red Bull
And
doesn't have to pay Sergio's contract because his sponsors will pay it for him? Think about
that's
like
fair.
they said
But, like,
Sergio's
you're telling
sponsors.
me
I forget
Danny
the two
Rick,
of them.
you're telling me Danny Rick isn't bringing in like at least some somewhat similar numbers to Checo's money.
I'm telling
I know
you,
Checo's back. I know Checo's back by a lot of money, but I
you
think
do know
Danny
it.
Rick yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
not. I think it's harder
Sergio's
to get rid
backed
of
by
him for other
strange
reasons.
money. Sergio's backed by
Yeah,
strange money.
I wasn't gonna throw that out there, but yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's strange money he's backed by. So I don't know. I think millions matter. I get what you're saying. I don't think it matters. Like they'll be fine, but just an argument there. It's just something that I saw about Checo. And then hold up, this just brought me into something else that you kind of sent me. You sent me something about Ferrari. Probably some meme about them being bad. I forget. We send so many
Oh
Ferrari
yeah, I
memes.
forgot what it was. I sent you a Ferrari movie or whatever, and you respond like Ferrari might be good. Why not?
So what I heard about Ferrari being good is that they have hired like. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
My AirPods drive me nuts.
They Ferrari hired like 15 engineers from like Mercedes and Red Bull. And I think they were behind on a little bit of technology. I think they were kind of stuck in some stone age ways there.
No, you don't say.
And I think the new engineers that they're bringing in, I think they're bringing in some new technology with them. They
Maybe
might
like a book or a video footage of every single pit stop call they ever had. How many? Maybe that time where they were like telling Charles, "Come in, come in, come in. No, stay out. I'm already in. Fuck."
Yeah, could
maybe some 1080p cameras instead of 4K. Now they're at maybe they were on 2040p or 240p. Yeah, there's a lot of bonehead decisions Ferrari was making. I'm not surprised they were behind.
I'm just saying that Ferrari could be on the come up if they're bringing in new engineers from the top two teams and investing in new technology. If they get out of their, we just got the strongest motor, we can blow by everyone mentality. I don't know. Ferrari might be a team to watch out for sure.
No, I would love for Ferrari. Again, I said it last week. I would love to see Ferrari at the top of the game again. I mean, as long as they put their red and white livery on.
Does Ferrari win a championship before we die?
No.
Wow, that's so crazy. Does that mean we're gonna die young, or they're just not gonna win a championship?
Well, I think I'm gonna die young. You got at least another like 40, 50 years in you.
I guess 68,
No.
78. I'll be okay.
No, not that.
You don't think you're living to 68?
I never thought I was gonna make the 30. So
You're not
almost
30
there.
though.
I know, but I'm almost there. But I didn't think I was gonna make it this far. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've always had a feeling I was gonna die young. But
All right.
No, I still don't think so. Nope.
Okay.
Listen, I think Lando Norris will get a win before Ferrari ever sniffs another championship. I think their best shot was at least.
Those are not the. You can't compare a win to a championship.
Come on, Lando's cursed with bad luck. Okay, this man's not gonna win a fucking race.
All Lando has to do is win one race in a 20-something race span. If Ferrari has to put a consistent season together, they're not the same things. You cannot.
Yeah,
Now-
consistent. That's the thing, man.
Now, if you say Lando Norris win a championship before Ferrari, that might be a discussionable point. But
I think he would. I don't
Okay.
actually not even say that. I don't even know. It's so hard. I think until we see the 2026 regulations, I think Red Bull's probably going to win out. This I'm not going to lie until the new regulations. I'd like to see somebody compete. I think somebody maybe in the last season in 2025, I could see a team competing with them, but that's about it.
That is what we tend to see. We tend to see teams go on a streak of drivers' championships and constructors' championships. This is what this sport sees.
Oh, that's
So
something we didn't bring up either, by the way. They asked Max what he sees for F1 10 years down the line in the future, and he says like, we're going to be completely the petrol, so gas is going to be gone for us Americans. The petrol is going to be gone, which is already getting that way. Hybrid engines and everything. Um, but he also said he's not going to be here in 10 years, which I think is crazy because how old is he? 25.
no, he's older than that.
He came in at 17. I think this is his seventh or eighth season.
He's 26.
26. So 10 years from now, Max isn't going to be here. So at the bare minimum, I'm sorry, at the bare maximum, if he's not going to be here in 10 years, that means he's 36 when he. And Lewis is what, 37?
38.
38. Isn't that crazy? Like, Max is like this crazy talent, and I think he could be 100%, like 38 years old. He's probably going to break every single record Lewis has. Just because I think there's a lot of reasons for that. There's a lot more races in the season. Uh, Red Bull is going to be pretty consistent, and they're riding him pretty hard and heavy. Um, I think Max would be, and he's probably going to do it before Lewis is, uh, before 38 or whatever. He's going to be like 36 years old. That's crazy.
Um, yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting with the season getting expanded, how these guys like Hamilton and Alonso would have done if they would have had these mega seasons their whole entire career. Um,
Schumacher.
yeah. I mean, we'll never, that's kind of comparing apples to oranges at that point.
Yeah, you could keep on going.
But
Yeah.
but I get what you're saying is that like, I, God, I know I'm such a Lewis fan, but like, he looks like he's in phenomenal shape. He still looks like he's at the top of his game. Alonso like he's in great shape.
Yeah.
Alonso looks like he's at the top of his game. So it's like you're saying, it's a shocker to think that Max 10 years down the road, 2 years younger than Lewis is now, wouldn't still be at the top of his game. He just might not want to be racing.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be racing anymore. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah, man, Max is a different breed. I'm telling you, I like it, dislike
It's
it
so
at the same
weird
time.
because he loves racing, but it just seems like he just doesn't like. I think Alonso loves racing. Like even when Alonso's off season, he's out there karting. Max is doing the sim, which is fine. No one's taking that away from him. He loves racing too, but it's just like it's crazy to think that Max really doesn't see himself staying in F1 for that long.
Yeah. But he could just be saying that. We never know.
I don't know. I think Max is a very honest person. I'm not gonna lie to you. He kind of says it how it is.
Yeah, but you don't know a situation until it happens.
Yeah, but Max has been preaching this for a long time, though. Max is like he doesn't see himself he didn't think he was going to come close to breaking Hamilton's records, but not because he didn't think he was talented enough to do it, but because he didn't think he's going to be in the sport for that long. So I think this is a true statement. I don't think Max is going to. I'm not surprised if Max retires at 35, 36.
And now he's on pace to break Hamilton's records by next week at the rate he's going.
Yeah, exactly.
It's freaking disgusting. My boy Lewis was at the Broncos game as an owner, and they won.
Yeah, did they?
Yeah, probably because he was there.
There's a big streamer. I forget his name. He's like this 17-year-old kid who just sort of screams and yells. I know Ryan knows who he is.
Of course.
Forget his name, but he was anyways, they added the Lewis Hamilton skin to Fortnite.
Yep, I saw it.
Which you got to get yourself, John. He's sitting there screaming. He's like, Lewis Hamilton, the greatest he's like the greatest Fortnite driver in the world.
Yo,
I was dying. I was like, I went to go send it to you, but then I scrolled past it and my phone closed out. I was like, no, I'm gonna get back to it.
You never find it.
No, I'll never be able to find it again.
Dude, speaking of Fortnite, they just came out with more game modes. The Lego game mode. They came out, dude. There's a racing game mode on there, and it's kind of legit.
I saw a glimpse of it. It's like Rocket League mixed with- Dude, you know okay, so you know what really got me into F1 outside of like the Drive to Survive stuff? Is I have a guilty pleasure movie. I don't even call it a guilty pleasure movie because I think it's a phenomenal movie and doesn't get the credit to their Speed Racer, the
Oh, I
live
thought you were gonna
action
say.
movie.
I thought you were gonna say Herbie Fully Loaded.
Oh.
Okay, Speed Racer, keep
No, but
going.
Speed Racer, the live action thing. They have like the obviously the movie's about like racing and it's in the future and it's like these Hot Wheel tracks and stuff and it was so sick and I think F1's the closest thing we're ever gonna get to like racing like that. But that's what this Fortnite thing reminds me of. These racing
So,
tracks, like they're just
so,
Hot Wheel tracks and just do crazy boost trains and stuff.
so what you're saying is you want them to build an F1 track where they gotta hit the loop-de thing.
Have you ever seen that movie I'm talking about or no?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna send you. I'll find the link and I'll send it to you. The trailer. Oh,
It's a
it's
Speed Racer
another stuff.
movie.
Yeah, it's a live action. I think
It's
it came out in 2000, late
2008
2000s. Yeah, late 2000s.
action.
Yeah,
I might have seen it, to be
it's
honest.
a. I highly recommend it. It's a great movie, and
It,
It also
this
goes into
cat.
the politics of racing.
Okay.
So
This
it's like
cast is
'cause
pretty star-studded.
I didn't know who the cast was. I had to look up all the
So
actors. I
Speed
remember.
Racer
Yeah,
got you into Formula One. I like it.
in
I
a
like
way,
it.
yeah. Just the tracks and stuff. I thought it was super cool. The design concept.
So we need Hot Wheels and Mario Kart drivers to design Formula One tracks. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it'd be sick.
I
Come on, there's
bet
enough
you.
downforce. You could do a loop de loop.
I'm literally just about to say that. I bet you those cars create enough downforce they could go through a loop.
Like if they go through a tunnel and like I feel like it fuck up the floor. They have to like find a way to like bend the floor or something like
What do you mean? Why would it
more
mess up the floor?
UE. Because all right, so if you're going through a tunnel and you're going like this, like your side's gonna hit first. You see what I'm saying? It's like if it scrapes up. Does that make sense
Okay,
or no?
a little bit.
There's,
Yeah.
yeah. So like I feel like you'd have to design the floor a little bit differently. But if you go through a tunnel and have to go like this, like a spiral kind of thing, that'd be sick. And I think it's 100% possible.
We're not
Like
even talking about.
imagine.
This is why no one takes the show serious. we're, we're, no real racing fan's gonna watch this show and be like, "Yes, the loop de loop. That's what we
Bro, can
need."
you imagine the sick overtake that would be possible there?
Oh my gosh.
The dangers of putting a K Mac on the track.
Ryan's favorite driver taking people out at the loop de loop.
He's gonna kill someone.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Well,
You
as
know
you
what? I think the downforce does create enough downforce for that to be possible, but now I understand the safety reasons why they don't do it.
yeah, until you brought up K-Mag, you were pretty positive on it, and now once K-Mag came up, now you're rechecking yourself. I love it. All right, well, hey, that was our off-season episode 1. Alex, that was good stuff. Wait, we're not deucing. Yeah, I was just saying. That was not a
Episode
bad.
2. That was episode 2.
No, I counted it as episode 1.
How was last week in that off-season episode 1?
Oh man, I have to change the title. I counted that as like a recap of the year,
Okay, fair. I gotcha. That's fair.
right? Because that is not we recapped like the year.
Yeah,
We did our favorite races, and you know what I mean.
We did. Yeah, that's fair.
Um, yeah, man, tough week for Alex and I's football teams. Alex is still the worst team in the NFL, and now the Steelers have moved to like the second worst team, so that's fun. Um,
Yeah, at least you have your draft pick.
I know the Steelers have lost to both the Cardinals and the Patriots, basically securing the number 1 pick for the Bears.
No,
Oh my god.
the Panthers gave the number 1 pick to the Bears.
Yeah. But like we lost to the 2 win teams to
We could be
give
having
them a little
Caleb.
buffer.
We could be having Caleb Williams right now. That's all I can think of. I
Oh
could be
man.
getting arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks prospects in a long time, and not a long time, probably Trevor Lawrence, but potential. He has Patrick Mahomes potential, and
How'd you do in
we
fantasy?
traded him. Obviously our league I had to buy, so I think I did. I think I would have beat everybody in playoffs in our league except for the number 1 seed. I think he would have beat me,
You had a two
but
week
I had to
bye?
buy. Yeah, because you first week playoffs is 2 weeks, and then after that it's 1 week. It's the way Ryan designed it, so you wouldn't have to rush your players, which is kind of smart. Um, other fantasy leagues, I think I lost every single. No, I lied. I lost 2 of them. and then best ball one I won, but I'm out of the playoffs and everything
Okay.
except
Well,
for
hey.
one.
Well, you can still be a winner.
I could, get my $50, and I think what's unfair. You know what I tell you? Von Miller got arrested. All right, well, he turned himself in. I
Yeah.
think the charges got dropped. I think, or I don't know what's going on with that situation. I haven't looked too far into it. That being said, Ryan never stated that players who get arrested for that thug rule could only be offensive players. I have the Bills defense. All right, I'm technically in the lead for that thug rule pot, and he's taking it away from me. So to our editor, it's pretty messed up, man.
Wait,
You're a pretty shady commissioner.
was our thug rule pot a real thing?
Thought so. Thought it was hilarious.
Oh, I thought
I
it
don't
was
know
a
if anybody.
joke.
I don't know if anybody added money to it, but like,
No, I didn't. Oh man, I didn't know those were a
do
real
you
thing.
have do
That's
you have a
great.
thug rule? Do you have
Um,
any players? I've got two players that've gotten arrested now, technically.
no, no, my roster's clean. I made sure I vetted them.
I
Good,
bet
good,
we did
good.
background checks.
All good Christian boys.
Oh,
Oh man, yeah, just a couple got hurt. All right, Alex. Well, hey, shouts out Edward Brennan, new subscriber to the channel. Appreciate you,
Eddie B.
Eddie.
Oh, you're
Eddie
right.
B. Oh man, hey, we'll look forward to us on social media. Maybe I like to throw it
John, you
out
gonna
there.
show up to some open gyms?
Absolutely not.
Wow! Not only are you not playing with me, but you're not even gonna show up to an open gym.
No, Ryan already tried. He said, "I'll see you at Open Gym next week." I said, "Dude, you're gonna crush it. I'll see you January 17th, though." Uh, I'm not showing up to Open Gyms. There's not a
I
chance.
can't wait to see Ryan's 17 highlights of him getting the same person out 24 times in open gym and not letting anybody else play poison.
Uh, oh God, you two are the best. Oh gosh,
There's two different philosophies for how we like to do open gym.
just two philosophies how you'd like to do life. I feel like is a pretty good way to sum it up.
That's fair.
Well, listen, Alex Train is chewing, so that is our sign to call it a night here. Listen, episode 1, I had fun. Let's hope that the stuff comes. I mean, an hour episode for an off-season episode is pretty good. Again, we'll see what happens as these weeks wind down here, but we'll be. Oh no! Oh no no no! I will be back here by myself next Monday night at 5:30.
Yeah,
Alex
sorry, yet.
Alex is going to get surgery. We can't say what for, but whatever your brain whatever comes to your mind first, yes, that is what it's for.
I want to leave that in the air. And if we have any live watchers, or if anybody watches on the YouTube and wants to comment, I want you guys to take a guess on what you think it is. I'll give you one hit. It's not my eyes, unfortunately. But yeah, take your guesses.
um, yeah. So Alex is getting surgery next Monday.
And if Ryan's in this chat, shut your mouth because I know you know what it is.
That's the only person in this chat. It's literally there's 4 viewers. I'm going to assume that they're you, Brooke, my dad, and then Ryan if he's watching. That's probably the 4. Yeah, so you'll be going next Monday. I'll be here. I guess I'll really need you guys in chat next week because I'll just be by myself spitballing stuff. That's always super fun and awkward. But yeah, that's next Monday at 5:30. I'll be here. Alex will be recovering, but that'll be fine. Hopefully, aim to get him back. Ooh, the following week we might be off.
Yeah,
The following week we're off.
that's Christmas.
Christmas. So I guess next week will be our Christmas episode. Alex will miss our first ever Christmas episode.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Mr. Hull gave you the emoji.
I didn't even say.
It's
I
coming
haven't
in a
read the
minute.
chat yet.
I didn't even know. First of all, I didn't even know Androids could do emojis, so that's cool. Shouts out my dad and his
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
never wanting to change to an iPhone. All right, this is
GG.
my time to go. See Carter before bed. Anything else you got for the people? You want to say anything before you're gone next week?
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
he says. Merry Chrysler? Where does that come from?
I don't know where that came from, but I know I heard somebody say it.
All right, well, Alex says Merry
Most of my puns
Chrysler.
are my
And
most of my puns are my own.
I guess technically, if that's the 25th, when are you back then?
This New Year's Day, the day after New Year's Day,
Wow, so he won't.
right?
Alex, say
Am
it.
I right?
Say the dad joke. Say the dad joke. Say the dad joke. Say it. Say it.
I'll see you next year.